Copley, 82 in Strongsville across from the mall, or yourfloorswithaz.com.
Emmett and Gerard on the next level. Weekdays 3 to 6 right here on ESPN 850 WKNR Cleveland. Welcome to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Live from Browns training camp in Berea, Ohio, here are your hosts, Beau Bishop and Nathan Zegura.
Far away. You got to get closer to the Comrex.
Hold on.
You're too far away from the Comrex. Did you get the yellow thing? We're on the show. No, this is what happens if there's no Gibby. Gibby just had it set up by herself, see? This is where we live.
It's outrageous. It's an outrageous. It's small
There
P.
were instructions. I come out here. He goes, there'll be power. You're too far. I'm stretched all the way here, too. You can't pull it any further. Go over there. Let's go kitty corner.
What's happening?
Go there, kitty corner.
Jeez Louise.
We'll go on a diagonal, and then
Yeah.
you'll have enough slack to get it through. Can you get there? You got enough space? Get yourself so you can stretch out. You're a tall drink of water.
The good news is I haven't heard a beep yet, so
I got to be able to lean there. Oh,
there,
boy.
now.
That's
you're there. Now, the
comfortable.
problem is, oh, sure. Now when Gibby comes in, though, you're going to have to move again because you know he's a rapscallion when it comes to the rules. I mean, there's no question. He's not even here. My guess is he's not going to get in. It was harder to get in today than it was yesterday for me. Let alone, and I'm not on any sort of knock list.
It was an incredible challenge to get in here today, but we are here. We're here for you live from Berea. The only people live from Berea. And right today, it's Beau and I running amok. We don't know where Gibby is, so we're going to tell you guys this now before he gets here, because we know you guys who listen are just unbelievably good at these types of things. And we're talking about shirts. They're good? They're great at getting the shirts.
Oh, we have so many people who can get a shirt.
Who can make a shirt. And so, Beau, you had last night as rapscallions really sweeping the globe, and that is not hyperbole. It's actually
it's been reported in the Middle East.
A factual statement that it's sweeping the globe. But you came up with yesterday, ruthless rapscallion is what I said to Gibbe, who had a very heartless comment that we won't even tell you the background on.
Swimming in negativity.
And Beau says, I want that on a T-shirt under an image of a dancing Gibby.
That's what I want.
Ruthless rapscallion under dancing Gibbe on a T-shirt.
Yep.
76 Lou Groza Boulevard. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get that done. And I would just love to see his face. We really don't know where he is. Like you and I just might do 2 hours of curb.
Oh, boy.
We might.
We might.
Who's
Listen.
stopping us? Who's going to keep us under control?
Nobody. But the fans, we know what they want. We're going to give them.
We'll get into the OBM Hot Topics. Ohio Business Machine Preferred Copier Provider, your Cleveland Browns. Have all the X's and O's for your office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. A temperate day. 75.
I feel like we're in the
breezy.
I feel like we're in Scotland, jolly old England, getting ready for the British Open here. 2-club win today.
This is a living at Pebble Beach type day.
Yeah. This would have been
you're warm for Pebble.
You're more appropriately dressed than I. And it's a shame because now that I've come back to the building, I have my beautiful quarters. We're seeing stuff flying all over. Is this Gibby stuff? Is this Gibby stuff?
He's going to be so pissed.
Oh my goodness!
Because that bag is what that headset's in, and of course he would have had it put back in nicely. I don't even know what that little baggie's for.
No, this is my new headset that I actually brought in. This is great.
No. I got it out of the thing.
Yeah, because
out of that sack. And then I plugged it in, but I didn't put the sat back, and that Ziploc right there also goes there.
And let me guess, you also didn't manhandle the microphone.
No, of course not.
Gibbe would have tasted it before he.
No, I didn't floss my teeth with your microphone.
Thank you.
I did not.
Well, you have great decorum.
Yeah, there are rules.
There are rules, dude.
There are rules, man. We live in them.
Yes.
This is more of a Santa Barbara day. 75. This would be. I don't know if there's any good golf in Santa Barbara. Probably.
Yeah.
Little, not much.
I think you could find plenty of good things to do.
Yeah, I think it's probably fine.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, let's dig into the copious notepad. It's bad news, so let's just deal with it.
Yeah, so Mack Wilson in the 7-on-7 drills went down yesterday. Sources are reporting, you've heard a lot of the national people reporting that there was a hyperextension to the knee, seeking a second opinion. What I would say is it looks like no matter what, he is going to miss a significant amount of time and will likely be not be ready for the beginning of the season. And so an already thin and already, a linebacking core that you had a lot of questions about. You look at your linebacking room last year. You want to talk about starts in the National Football League. You had 29 from B.J. Goodson. You had 14 from Mack Wilson, and you have 4 from Tay Davis. That's it. That's the list, as I like to say.
As you do like to say.
I love saying it's a great
sign.
It's a great.
It really drives the point home.
It's the emphasis.
Yep.
And so you have now lost. I'm not a math major, but that's 47.
Yeah.
14 of your 47 are now gone. So you have 33 total starts in your room, 29 of them belonging to one guy, B.J. Goodson, who really had a great day yesterday.
He was flying around.
All
he really was. Yeah.
over the field. But this was a concern in terms of it was unproven. And Mack had done everything to be ready, and it's just an unbelievable domino effect of he's involved with Nick Chubb on the sideline. Chubb gets concussion. Kevin Stefanski rightly says we are not having this. One of the things I remember Austin Hooper sat over there on the interview. You guys played on Browns Daily, and he said, well, the first thing he said is you have to learn how to practice the way that we need to practice, and that's something that's going to be very important. And the Browns had a little misstep on day one. Because of that, Mack's working with the second team. He's out there on a 7-on-7 play that he wouldn't have been otherwise. Nothing to say that he wouldn't have gotten hurt if he was with the first team.
Sure,
it's a freak thing, but it's just
do that.
It's an unbelievable domino effect, and now you will be without him for a while, and that means your linebacking core, right now, Tay Davis stepped in for him, but that means Taki was in there when the nickels now, so Taki's alongside Goodson. Jacob Phillips is going to have an opportunity to step up, and then you have to think you're going to be looking, around the league and seeing if you can bring somebody in here, because that's what else are you going to do?
You and I did that conversation back in the spring where we thought that there probably needed to be another veteran presence in the linebacker room, and the pickings were extra thin at that point. Let alone, that's when Nigel Bradham was still available and not insulting the Philadelphia Eagles. So there aren't a lot of guys still out there. I know Darren Lee is out there, the former Ohio State player who was a first-round pick of the Jets and was with the Chiefs last year. I know he is out there. He's a guy who can run, who can fly, but has not been able to hit the way that everybody thought he would in the NFL when he was a first-round pick of the Jets. That's a name that's out there. Beyond that, though, it's really, really thin.
It is thin, and the guys that are still out there are guys that were taken high in the draft and that have really struggled in the NFL. Hassan Reddick is a name that's still available. Alec Ogletree signed a 5-year, $42 million contract, and the Giants cut him. He's still out there. Vontaze Burfict is out there at the age of 29. You've got Wesley Woodyard, who's now 34, though, and just he's struggled in coverage. Mark Barron, a former first-rounder, who has most recently been with the Steelers. You just mentioned Darren Lee, again, a former first-rounder. These are the guys that are available, and none of them really jump out at you. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason those guys, despite their high pedigree, are also still available. Kentrell Brothers is a name, somebody who was a linebacker, but when you look at him as a free agent, he's more linebacker, special teams guy, but was with the Vikings, so at least some familiarity there with a lot of the people in the building. But I think the Browns are going to have to make a move and bring somebody else in here. Do you take a chance? Mark Barron knows the division. He's kind of that converted safety, so you feel he could maybe cover a little bit, but let's be honest, he got replaced pretty quickly in Pittsburgh, didn't play well there. There aren't really guys that you say, okay, we're going to be able to bring in here and play. Ogletree has experience. Again, Reddick is young, a former first-round pick in the 2017 draft. But, again, these guys, despite where they were taken, Lee, Reddick, Ogletree are all still on the street right now.
Yeah, Ogletree the most accomplished of that group, but older. It's a tough spot, man. It's a really tough spot you're in, and nobody out there is going to give you what Mack Wilson was going to give you.
No.
Mack Wilson was this might be strong, but I felt like he was like on a train to be a captain.
I think he was. And when you saw the reaction of the people in his room to his injury, they all sprinted out there. You can tell he's beloved by his teammates. And Mack Wilson, listen, he's wired that way. He wanted to be a captain. He wanted to be considered a leader on this team. And I did get a chance to talk with him yesterday after the injury. And obviously, I was just focused on the positive. Hopefully you'll get that opportunity to be back. We still don't know. It could be there are reports that a season-ending surgery is also on the table at this point. But, just if he can get back, I know he's destined for great things. Mack Wilson, as you said, probably of last year's rookie class, the greatest friend of the program. And,
no question.
And somebody that we care about personally as well as professionally, and certainly hoping the best. I mean, that's our guy, the fluid athlete, the fluid one, and you hate to see that in a 7-on-7. You hate to see that no matter what the circumstances are, but what you hope is he's a guy, what kind of a worker he is. So whatever rehab he would have to go through, he's going to come back bigger, stronger, faster than ever, and hopefully he's going to be able to continue to get his mental reps. But it's a big blow, and you have to wonder now, are we going to see the Browns maybe try to adapt some of their coverages where you put Grant Delpit on the field with Sendejo and bring Carl Joseph down as a dime linebacker in a lot of those situations where you would have B.J. Goodson and Joseph, then you have Sendejo, Delpit, and then the 3 DBs in passing situations. So a lot of questions maybe will be answered, beginning today with Joe Woods. If he gets a chance to speak with the media, I'm sure that'll be a question that is asked and wondered about. And, perhaps we'll see a move from Andrew Berry at some point, in the near future as well, once we have kind of a definitive answer on what it is for Mack Wilson. But the expectation is hopefully he can avoid season-ending surgery. But even if it does, we're talking about, this is into the season for him.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, and I unfortunately I think you're going to see more of this stuff happen throughout the league just because of what this offseason has been. It's hard for me to imagine it any other way, Z, than that you will see more of these injuries. It breaks your heart to see so, and this one hit home with Mack because of how much we've gotten to know him over that first year and what he means to the organization. We saw what work he did. I mean, you talked to him all offseason. He was on how many Zooms did you do with Mack?
A billion
of them. He was constantly on those things. He's such a good player. He's such a good team. He's a good teammate of not just the football players, but the organization. Like, he's a good guy in the building. He's a good guy to the other people in the building. You can always judge a player, I think, based on how they are to everybody else in the building. What type of person they are can be judged there, good or bad. And so you see that from him, and you say, that's a guy everybody was obviously rooting for, and we address kind of what's going to have to – I think Jacob Phillips is – a lot of eyes on him. That's a guy who played a lot of football last year at a very high level at LSU. It's a guy who is a 5-star pedigree like Mack. It's a guy who was, Patrick Queen got a lot of the attention at LSU, and rightfully so, but Phillips was a guy who put up a ton of stats and a ton of tackles, led the SEC in tackles on the best team in the country a year ago. And so you say, well, are you ready, Rook? Here you go. It's your turn to get up there, and let's see what he can do. He played more, certainly, linebacker last year than Taki did.
Of course.
No question, not close. So he's had a ton of reps. It's at college. I get it. This sport's faster. But instinctually, he's a great player. And I do wonder where if he's a guy we'll pay attention to. I like the look of him. I think you make a good point with the 3 safeties, though, as well, with Joseph.
Well, what it's going to come down to is coverage. I think we have guys. We know Taki can play the run, and we know I think Jacob Phillips can play the run. I think that's what he was born to do. That's what he does at a high level. The question's going to be, can he play in space? And Jacob Phillips, by the way, timing and in full disclosure, this was an interview that I conducted with Jacob Phillips yesterday prior to the injury with Mack Wilson, but he will be with us on the show today at 2:30. Jacob Phillips, I'm not worried about these guys being able to come in and deal with run fits and making plays because we've already seen. Frankly, early in 2 days in pads, we've seen it.
Yeah.
And your point is very well taken about who played more linebacker. Taki played 100 snaps of defense last year. Yeah. That's it in the whole season. So, yes. Tay Davis, another guy with 4 starts. I'm sure we'll see more of him. But this is now, again, it's an area that was a concern coming in. It was, that was a place we thought maybe Nigel Bradham would end up in here, bringing one more veteran. He ends up signing with the New Orleans Saints. The guys that are out there, look, Ogletree has played, but again, the knock on him was coverage. Darren Lee, can run around and can play in space, but he obviously has other issues that prevented a person of his talent from thriving in the NFL and at this point from being in the National Football League.
He would have the foot speed. He is a carbon copy of what you want in this league from a linebacker. He can fly, played safety in high school, and flew around on those Ohio State teams and covered and got after the quarterback on blitzes. I mean, he can do all that stuff. So I don't know what – I've known him since in the 7th or 8th grade, and I don't know what has happened, since he's been a pro that led to the fact that he's unemployed. But someone of his skill with his ability to run should be in the league.
There's no question, and I think one thing that we have to be cognizant of as well is who they want to bring in. It's what you can offer on the field, but this is a locker room that it has gelled tremendously, and it's in a locker room that, I was talking with Adrian Claiborne. He's like, we have no choice but to come together. We don't have enough time. And, Coach Stefanski put in a great offseason program. They keep talking about the 4-H talks where a person would get up and they would share what was called the 4-H's. And people were very revealing, and it felt like these aren't coworkers anymore. These are family members. And the 4-H's are your history, your heroes, your heartbreaks, and your hopes. And everybody would each person during a session or a couple would stand up, and then they would go through that. And you learned a lot about the players, and that's why you've seen really a bond. And I'd say on the defense side in particular, you can hear them at practice. You hear the enthusiasm they have for one another, and they're having a lot of fun together. So who you bring in is as important as what they can do for you as well. And I think we've heard smart, tough, accountable, and that's what they're going to be looking for in somebody who's going to be able to join this team. And there just aren't guys that are going to be able to give you what Mack Wilson was going to give you out there right now.
No, there's not. Beyond the Wilson injury, which is obviously the headliner, the practice started a little sloppy for the offense and then picked up speed going forward. A lot of buzz late for Odell Beckham Jr., Austin Hooper. I'm going to give you guys just a little nugget of something I witnessed, and I'm sure you witnessed it as well. There was a play early in the 11-on-11 when Baker rolled out to his right. So he's rolling out this way. Austin Hooper is kind of coming across and is reaching the sideline. And Baker gives him one of these. Right? Go long, go long, go long. So, naturally, Hooper turns to go long. Well, as a defensive back, what do you do when that happens? He's going. Let's get long. Hooper took 2 steps, turned around, Baker threw it to him. That's the work they put in Austin. That's what allows for that. That is something that can only happen with familiarity. Austin Hooper went to Austin, Texas. Went to Austin, Texas to work with Baker Mayfield. That allowed that play to happen.
You could not be more correct, and you could not also be more correct in identifying just the skill of Austin Hooper and what he's done.
Oof,
and
the
offense started slow. The defense came out that very first team period and was dominant again, picked up where they left off. Denzel Ward got the interception, and then they picked it up. And it started in that 7-on-7 period where you saw Baker, top of the drop, back foot down, ball out. And when he's in that rhythm, his completion percentage is very high.
Yep.
When he's not in that rhythm so far, it has not been good at all.
No.
So that was kind of the key. They got that rhythm established, and then all of a sudden it was, multiple completions to Hooper on the left side, on the right side, cutting across the middle, multiple completions to Odell. And at one point, Odell had that big kind of deep over and just caught it, shaking it like, you guys can't guard me, because he'd caught about 5 in a row. Jarvis making his catches. And that's where you started to see what this could be. And Kareem had some nice runs, and they got into that nice rhythm. And I thought they really kind of bounced back, because day one, without question, belonged to the defense. The early portion of day two belonged to the defense. But then the offense showed a little bit of what it can do, and it was encouraging. But there were guys, like we mentioned, Goodson was flying all over the place. When you talk about on the other side of it, MJ Stewart, somebody that we haven't really talked much about, other than we noted he was claimed off of waivers from the Bucs, a former second-round pick. He got a pick. He had a sack as well and a nice run fit. So he was kind of all over the field. And, you think about this team and, like, the cornerbacks, for example. We talk about the top 4 all the time. You think Tavier Thomas probably plays his way onto this team because of what he does as a special teams guy. You could end up keeping 7 corners this year. I don't think that's even crazy, with special teams and what's going on. But, A.J. Green, M.J. Stewart now in the mix, Robert Jackson. We've seen a lot of guys. Donovan Olumbo, who's looked very good out there, number 33. You see his size, just a different build. Robert Jackson, that's going to be very interesting to see how that kind of stuff all plays out. And same with the receivers, because we know the top 2. Higgins and Hodge are probably going to be here. Then you've got Peoples-Jones, who just looks great out.
Yesterday
again,
too.
He looks great.
Yep.
He looks great. Taywan Taylor.
How he goes and gets the ball.
Looks like Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he reaches out for it. He doesn't let it. He goes and gets it.
He's hands catching it, which you want to see. And he high points it well. He uses his body well.
It's impressive.
He has been very impressive, and I think Taywan has been impressive. JoJo Natson has been impressive.
It's going to be competitive.
It is, and there is a lot of competition still to come out here, and I thought it was good in terms of competition, offense, defense, etc. You saw that really come out, and you saw Baker Mayfield, as we said, get into that rhythm. And I think it's what we're really seeing as you go back to 2018 when it's successful. It was a lot of rhythm. He is very much a rhythm quarterback.
Yeah. All right, a lot of rhythm in these Kevin Stefanski press conferences. This one is coming up next of this short timeout, off and running here on a first Friday. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
At university hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at university hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
You don't have to break the bank to maintain the comfort in your home. The heating and cooling experts at Carrier have creative financing programs that'll keep you comfortable while allowing you to make the most of your money. Subject to credit approval, Carrier can provide a variety of financial options that will fit your needs. Contact your local Carrier dealer to learn more about the available programs and what will be the best fit for you. Call 1-800-CARRIER to find a dealer near you.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a pharmacist at Discount Drug Mart. But that's not all I am. I'm a wife and a mom to 2 sweet girls. I see the people of our community every day. They have questions, and honestly, they're concerned about their health and medications. So they come to Drug Mart Pharmacy just like their parents did, because they know we will always help them. Whatever they need, whatever questions they have. My fellow pharmacists and I are proud and truly humbled that you have put your trust in us during this challenging time. Discount Drug Mart is here for you, always.
The Pro Shop at First Energy Stadium is now open. Shop a wide selection of 2020 products, on-field apparel, and exclusive training camp offers updated daily. Here's the best part of your purchase at the Pro Shop. All Browns net proceeds benefit the Cleveland Browns Foundation. Located next to the ticket office at First Energy Stadium, the Browns Pro Shop has been updated for a clean and safe shopping experience. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 440-824-3427 or stop by the Browns Pro Shop today.
$10 everyday meal deals are at Quaker Steak and Lube. The same great $10 meals you're used to getting on Tuesdays, like 10 jumbo bone-in wings or a half rack of baby back ribs with a sidecar, are now available 7 days a week. You could feed your family of 4 for only $40. Order online at thelube.com or call your local Quaker Steak and Lube restaurant for a limited time only at participating locations.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Beau Bishop here for my friends at Weather Seal Home Services, the best in the business for any home improvement needs. Right now, just $1 down plus low monthly payments. You get a whole new roof plus free gutters. Weather Seal going to make your new roof affordable, too. 7 years, not a dime in interest. Let the experts at Weather Seal make your new roof a reality. Call 877-351-SEAL or visit weathersealhomeservices.com. The sale ends at the end of this month, August 31st, with approved credit. Prior sales are excluded. Coach at the podium will be here shortly. Lots to get to here, obviously. Yesterday, did we ever get anything on Larry O, who sat out yesterday's practice as well, Z?
It was a groin injury. I talked to him afterwards on Browns Live. He was our live guest, and he said that he was fine.
Okay.
I said I feel obligated to ask you since this is live and you didn't practice. Like, how are you feeling? He goes, I'm good. Okay. So it was listed officially afterwards as a groin, just being cautious with him. But his words, and I really would urge anybody who didn't get a chance to hear that live or even after the fact, if you haven't heard Larry's words, really impressive, and the growth and the maturity in him in entering his 4th season, the leadership in him. There's something special in that D-line room. I got a sense of it when I just talked with Adrian Claiborne and defensive line coach Chris Kiffin. You have a great mix of veterans in, Claiborne and Richardson and Vernon, and you've got young guys who are very talented like Miles and Larry Ogunjobi, and then you've got the young guy, and I'll tell you, none of them can speak without mentioning the name Jordan Elliott.
Well, he jumps out.
Yeah, when you carry grown men backwards into quarterbacks' laps like they're trying to tell Santa what they want for Christmas, it does stand out.
It's an attention getter, as Buford T. Justice would say.
Indeed. Attention gotten.
Yes,
Mr. Elliott.
That's right. So these are the things as you come out now here in your third day of practice. You mentioned it yesterday. It's important, I think, for folks to understand 11 practices left, counting today. 11.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the list.
So today, tomorrow, off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, off a week from today, Thursday, Friday through the 30th, and you're done. And then it's Ravens time. That's a pretty remarkable window.
It is. And then it is go time. And what you hope is to be able to obviously get through today's session without, you got 22 starters on offense and defense. Now, the Nick Chubb one doesn't, the hope and the senses of it, look, that's not a long-term injury, but you cannot say anything about concussions other than that they are incredibly serious. Gibby, you're red lighting everybody here.
Gibby's return.
The return. We were blue.
We were
blue, and they're like, oh, Rapscallion's out there.
He's back out there.
Watch, that
window's open.
It's going to be open soon. I see movement. I see movement in there. The Gibby window.
Movement in the window for Gibby.
That's right. They know.
Gibby had a little bit of an extra long walk out here today, which I'm told he really enjoyed, an ability to just stretch his legs and get some inner peace on his walk here to the field.
He did. Gibby, you're feeling good, feeling spry?
Yeah.
Getting your steps in?
He wanted it. That's what he wanted, was his steps. He wanted to take a little more time.
Oh,
you like that? A nice little walk.
Great.
Just get some fresh air.
Just
get
great.
your mind right.
Protocols, man. Protocols.
Yeah, protocols.
The best is,
babe.
In today's
protocols, babe.
In today's episode of Gibby setting off the
what did you do now?
Setting the alarm.
Oh yeah. Today's
there's nothing.
Rapscallion daily.
So I'm using the restroom.
Oh,
sure. I'm at the urinal.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, when the custodian walks in and he's got Tier 1 and Tier 2 status, I am going off like the world is ending.
He's the guy who's
and there's nothing I can do.
Well, you figured it out, though. He's the one who's getting us.
Yeah.
He's the one who's getting us.
I believe that their stuff is in that little closet. And when you walk by on the way to the bathroom.
It goes nuts.
Oh, sure.
Yep.
Sure.
Gibby, did you know the code to get in here at the gates?
There's a code?
Correct.
Yeah, that gate was closed for us. The second gate.
Of course it was.
And a code was needed.
There was
I've already
stern look from security that said, you don't know the code? You're in Tier 3, you don't know the code?
No.
No, I don't know the code, sir.
He's thirsty, dummy.
That's right.
We were.
We were.
Good thing we got the Gibby cooler.
It's a first Friday.
It is.
Partake.
Should have brought some.
Yeah, it'd be nice. A little road beer.
I mean, literally, they are practicing in Olmsted Falls from where we are today. So, I mean, there is, there won't. What else are you going to do?
Yeah. Well, you got three. You got to rotate him through, so I guess that makes a little bit of sense.
You got to use all the fields.
Use all the fields when you can. Coach Stefanski, when he does, going to have a lot to cover today. Obviously, with the Mack Wilson injury, the way the offense looked, holding out Larry, so there will be some clarifications you'll get from Coach, I would think. My guess is he'll lean on medical staff and those things. And this is a new thing that I've seen around the league where they're having the doctors do press conferences, which I think is a pretty smart plan.
Is that what they did in Philly? Was that Philly with the lower body week? All they're saying in Philly it was upper body, lower body,
yep,
day to day,
right.
week to week.
That's right. Yeah. Or there was one out. Was it the Rams or the Chargers? One of them was doing it. Was having their doctors address the media on a Zoom call with injuries and stuff. Which maybe that's where you're headed on this. Get rid of the liability of it.
It could be the direction of the future. Did you watch any of Hard Knocks last night?
I did. Yeah. I was watching Lakers Blazers, and then when it was a commercial, I'd bounce over and I'd go back and forth.
McVay. I mean, it's insane to me how much he is Gruden.
That's insane.
It's like blowing my mind.
Yeah, it's almost. I also don't know if that is sustainable, like that energy, that tone is sustainable, or if it's something that paratroops in. There was a great NHL coach named Mike Keenan who coached the Blackhawks and the Rangers to a cup.
Rangers,
yeah, he coached a bunch of teams, and when it took maybe the Canucks to the cup. But he was one of these guys, like for 2 or 3 years. His was because he was fire and brimstone. He could come in for 2 and 3 years and light it up, and then eventually it would just too much. And I do wonder that with Sean. He's so on, always. Like if I had to pick between the two, I think Anthony Lynn's the far more impressive person.
I think McVay's knowledge and enthusiasm is very impressive. I think Lynn is
it sustainable, though?
He just feels like a natural leader.
McVay's brilliance from a play calling standpoint certainly helps. And as long as I had a conversation, you talk to anybody, then if you're smart, we can get through the rest of it. Like, if you put us in a position to succeed, like the rest of it we'll put up with.
Yeah.
But it's on thick with him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald was incredibly impressive on last night's episode as well, which I guess he's always impressive, so no surprise there. And then one of the things that just stood out to me that, makes me think of the guy who was the undrafted free agent in Seattle who pulled a bonehead move, and then their focus last night on an undrafted free agent running back who's in camp 15 pounds overweight, 20 pounds overweight.
It's
shocked. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, man?
I remember I was watching it with Miss Kay in bed last night, and I was like, I saw him next to Eckler. I go, that guy's like pretty overweight for an NFL running back. I realize the days of Natrone means business. There's some Chargers lore there, Marion Butts.
Yeah,
but that's not in the modern NFL all that often, and certainly not. The Bus, for example, he was drafted in the first. He wasn't a first-round draft pick. He wasn't Eddie Lacy. He wasn't, Brandon Jacobs. And, they like his help. But the fact he shows up, and then the next guy, the guy's like, hey, you're not – you look like you're carrying about an extra 20 pounds there, pal. Like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Is Coach at the mic? Do we have that? All right, here's Coach at the mic.
Go ahead. Coach, what can you tell us about the status of Mack Wilson? How's he doing? And if he's going to be out, how long do you think that's going to be?
Yeah, unfortunate injury there for Mack. Feel for him. Talked to him last night. I really don't know the extent and how long this will be, but I'll just make sure we defer to the medical staff.
And what options, if he is going to be out for an extended period of time, could you talk about some of the guys you have that could fill in, and will you look outside the organization for some help?
Yeah, Darryl, I'd go right down the roster and just kind of tell you the next men up. And like we talked about this group before, I think there's a lot of good youth out there, and I think there's some really athletic players, and we're excited about those guys and don't feel good about the injury to Mack. I feel for him, but at the same time, that's what happens in this game, and it opens up opportunities for others. So I wouldn't necessarily say one person over the other at this moment. And then to the second part, that's Andrew and his staff are looking at every position every day. So that's something that they will work through.
Nate Ulrich, your line is open.
Hey, Kevin, what's next for Mack Wilson? What are you guys waiting on to find out what the status is going to be?
I would say we're just waiting on the full extent from the medical staff.
And do you have any updates on any of your other injured guys, Nick Chubb or anybody else?
No real updates, Nate. Nothing of note.
So nobody's coming back to practice?
Not today.
Tony Grossi, you're up.
Hey, Kevin, Major League Baseball is playing 60 games, so they calculated each game is comparable to 2.8 in a normal season. I'm wondering if you guys calculated what each practice is worth compared to the whole off-season, reps that you ordinarily would get?
We did calculate the reps, Tony, and what we found is without those preseason games, you're not traveling the day before, so you're not having a quick walkthrough, getting on an airplane. So we're going to try to get this as close to a normal season's worth of preseason reps without those games. But I don't have the exact number for you.
It's fair to say one practice is worth more than one in the past.
I was a communications major, Tony, so.
Gotcha.
With that, we're going to go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Coach, so you do not know yet if Mack will need surgery?
I don't. I wouldn't speculate. I'm going to wait till I get all the information, so I really can't say.
Okay, and is Nick Chubb been back in the building since the concussion?
Yes.
Okay. And I got one more on Mack. It looked like he was with the second team yesterday. Why did you feel the need to demote him given the hit, I guess? And was it going to be a one-day kind of punishment?
Yeah, Scott, I'm not going to get into those type of things. I'll kind of leave those internal.
Tom Withers, you have our next question.
Nothing wrong with communication majors. Hey, do you find, Kevin, I know you guys tried to cram all you could into the virtual offseason. Are guys struggling to get a grasp of the offense, or you're about where you thought you would be at this point?
I'd say we're about where you think, Tom. You can have as many virtual meetings as you want, but until you physically get out there and do it, you're going to make mistakes. So our big thing is we like to identify and correct. I think some of the best teaching moments are when someone does something wrong and you get to teach off of it. There's great examples of that over the years, and really that's where you gain a lot of ground. But that doing part is obviously critical to the learning part.
Case Keenum seemed to take a little issue with the idea that maybe the defense would be ahead of the offense so early in camp, maybe more of a pride thing than anything else. But do you typically find, Kevin, that early on that the defense does have a little bit of an advantage because of the installation and some other things?
I mean, I think that's generally the case, and I think all of us going for years, that's always something that you hear being said. The only thing I would add to that is we are really teaching systems on either side, so our coaches aren't scheming against each other. I want our guys to compete every play, obviously, and take every rep and try to win their one-on-one. But at the end of the day, we are truly teaching on either side and not trying to determine who's winning practice.
Thanks.
We'll go to Jeff Shadell for our next question. Jeff, your line is now open.
Hey, Kevin, you would be good at this since you were at one time a quarterback coach. Could you talk about that importance of your two main quarterbacks especially, but to have a real bond in that quarterback room among the quarterbacks?
Yeah, the best rooms I've been a part of, those guys really, they challenge each other, but there's great respect among them in that room. I think we got a really strong room here, and it's led by Alex Van Pelt. I think he does a great job with those guys. So I think it's always better when you're competing and pushing each other, but when ultimately you're in a place of respect and trying to make sure that everything you do is in the best interest of the team.
We have time for these last three questions. Daryl, Mary Kay, and Scott. Daryl, your line is open.
Kevin, you mentioned how you're still in like a teaching phase here in training camp. Obviously, with no preseason, you pretty much have to do your preseason within the constraints of your training camp. My question is when will you maybe get into a little bit more of a preseason mode in camp?
Yeah, Daryl, what we'll do is kind of get through our install, if you will, on the offense and the defensive side. And then as coaches, we'll huddle up and start to streamline our schemes as we work into the week one of Baltimore. So that there's a rhythm to making sure that we're still building the foundation, making sure that everybody's sound in what they understand and then what they're doing, and then we'll kind of pivot towards what we think makes sense from a personnel standpoint and from what the guys are really showing that they have a firm grasp of.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Go to Mary Kay.
Hey, Coach. I think I saw at least 3 interceptions in practice yesterday, including one by Denzel Ward on that deep ball from Baker to Odell. So just wondering how the emphasis on those takeaways is going, and are you seeing some of it come to fruition on the field?
I was losing you for a little bit, Mary Kay, but basically, I think to talk about takeaways, it's definitely a huge emphasis of our defense. And I think by and large, the guys are doing a very good job of ball searching, getting their hands on balls. That's what we preach. And then offensively, I mean, you have to learn from every interception. You have to learn from every fumble. All interceptions are not created equal, but I think there were some opportunities yesterday that we can definitely learn from, and that's what we're doing here at training camp.
Thank you.
We'll close out with Scott Petrick. Scott, your line's open.
Hey, Kevin, where can you see Case having an influence on Baker?
On the practice field, in the meeting room, in the weight room. I mean, all over. I think, Case, I've been around him, so I know him. He's a son of a coach. He loves this game, and he wants to win, and he wants to be a part of winning. And I know that relationship, obviously, is so important between the starter and the backup. And I can tell you that he's eager to help this team win in any way he can, and that's supporting Baker in any way he can.
because he spent time with you, can you see him ahead of Baker in the kind of learning of the system?
Well, because I spent time with him, that's where all these grays in my beard come from. I need to make noted. Case has been in a bunch of different systems, and I think he can apply a lot of those learned lessons in each of these, or in each of those into this system. So I think with all of our players that have come from different places, the terminology may be different, but the general philosophy sometimes is the same on a given play. So Case is an example where he can give good color to a certain concept and how it's worked for him in the past. And that really goes for a lot of the veterans and for all the coaches as well.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you so much for the time today, Coach. That'll do it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, good stuff from Coach there. We will react to what Coach Stefanski just said, including some of those interesting comments late in the press conference about Case Keenum and his impact on Baker Mayfield. All of that coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Find the high-impact hire your business needs fast on Indeed. No long-term contracts and lots of great candidates at Indeed.com/high-impact.
As you get back to business, small things can make a big difference. Like marking safe distances with floor tape and posting reminders to wash hands. As always, Grainger is here to help, offering supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, 24/7 support, safety recovery guides, and more. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, y'all, this is your girl, Cheryl Underwood, and I want to tell you something. My digestive system used to make me feel sluggish, but those days are over. Now I feel great. That's because I increased my fiber intake with the Metamucil 2-week challenge, and I'm still hooked. I just took Metamucil every day for 14 days, and it's really that easy. Metamucil traps and removes the waste that weighs you down, so you feel lighter and more energetic. Now I never want to go back to that heavy feeling. Are you ready for the Metamucil 2-week challenge? For a coupon and daily support, sign up at Metamucil.com today.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer. Northeast Factory Direct. Sofas, sectionals, recliners, theater seating, bedroom sets, pool tables, poker tables, shuffleboard tables, dining sets, hot tubs, mattresses, kitchen cabinets, granite countertops, and more for about half of what you'd pay at retail. They don't have a fancy showroom. They buy in volume, keep the overhead low, and don't try to make too much money off of you. If you want nice, high-quality stuff for your home and you want to pay about half of what most people pay, go to Northeast Factory Direct. Shop online at northeastfactorydirect.com.
Hey, man, that is a sweet boat.
Thanks. Now I just need to figure out how to get it onto Lake Erie.
You need to go to Liberty Ford and check out their selection of SUVs.
Liberty's in Aurora, Maple Heights, Canton, Parma Heights, Brunswick, Vermilion.
There's nothing more important to a Clevelander than Cleveland itself. Our local businesses are the fabric that connects us all. So we're giving you the push to help you move forward. We're awarding a $30,000 advertising campaign with us, ESPN Cleveland, through our Moving Business Forward contest powered by KeyBank and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We know when your business thrives, Northeast Ohio thrives, and we all want to help make sure we can all keep moving Cleveland business forward. Go to movingclevelandforward.com to enter your business today.
Arslanian Brothers.
Ted Alexander here with Ted Arslanian. Ted, I'm still busy these days. Can I drop my area rug off at your plant and have you take care of it?
Ted, we're open from 7 a.m. to 5. If you drop your rug off and pick it up, there's a 20% cash and carry discount. No coupon needed. This is a year-round promotion. If you have 5 minutes, I can give you a personal tour of our rug cleaning facility as well as our rug restoration department. You can watch experts at work.
216-271-6888 and arslanianbrothers.com.
Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Browns Fit. Their 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is now open. Browns Fit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests and showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology, today's hottest rest and recovery tools, personal training, proprietary classes, a nutrition bar, and more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the second floor of the Aloft Hotel building. Specials for Browns Fit are available for a limited time. Visit brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
The Pro Shop at First Energy Stadium is now open. Shop a wide selection of 2020 products, on-field apparel, and exclusive training camp offers updated daily. Here's the best part of your purchase at the Pro Shop. All Browns net proceeds benefit the Cleveland Browns Foundation. Located next to the ticket office at First Energy Stadium, the Browns Pro Shop has been updated for a clean and safe shopping experience. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 440-824-3427 or stop by the Browns Pro Shop today.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
All right, welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily here out in Berea, day 3 of training camp. The only program allowed. That's right. It. We're the only ones allowed. So we'll have some fun at the end of practice when the guys get out here and give you a little play-by-play of what we see as they start the 11-on-11 up and running. Kevin Stefanski's press conference there, longer than the one we heard yesterday. You heard the comments about Mack Wilson. We've seen the national reports about Mack Wilson as well. You had to say what you had to say off the top of the show about Mack Wilson, and so I think you can kind of read between the lines on that one, and that someone's going to have to step up among these young guys. Anything else jump out to you here, Z?
Well, I think the praise for the quarterback room that he just dropped, saying it's one of the best rooms I've ever been in, led by Alex Van Pelt. And, you talk about Alex and you talk about Baker and you talk about Case Keenum, who he said, can help Baker in every aspect of his game with what he knows. That stood out to me, and that I think that, having that room be strong is key. That's the most important position. And we've said the whole offseason was about putting Baker in the best position to succeed. And we keep saying we're going to see what the best of Baker Mayfield is this year. And it's going to answer a lot of questions, I think.
Oh, yeah, there's big questions nationally around Baker Mayfield. And how he plays this season will go a long way in deciding those answers.
I mean, when he is considered right now, you look at every quarterback ranking, he's in the 20s. We've
done him all offseason. He's always in the 20s.
He's in the bottom 10 to 12 quarterbacks in the NFL. And for this
certainly not what we think.
No,
but
not
certainly
what we think.
What is being written about nationally.
No,
you would think that would motivate.
As we've said, we think it's going to go, if it were done after his rookie year, he's in the top, where Kyler is. He's in the top 12, and after last year, now he's in the bottom 12, and it's going to be on him to put together a good season and obviously everything around him. And I think he's going to be put in much better positions to succeed. The talent around him is better. Austin Hooper is like dropping in. It's like your new best friend. Like, hey. It was like when we met. It's like, hey, there you are.
Oh,
where have you been? And so Austin, that's a huge. The table is set for him to be highly efficient, highly productive, and answer a lot of those questions that are out there nationally. Again, not here, but we do have to see it. I mean, hype and paper are wonderful, but productivity and really winning is what matters more than anything.
That's all that matters, man. I mean, there's so many guys on this team that are feeling the pressure. Baker feeling it. Odell, who's looked spectacular when he's healthy in camp, feeling it certainly. So there's a lot of guys who are motivated. Kareem Hunt, you think he's not feeling it going into a contract year? Think he wouldn't like to put up some numbers and remind everybody how great he is. And by the way, everybody we're talking about here has been great early on in practice. We've had 2 practices so far, 2 padded practices, 2 of the OTAs, as Kevin Stefanski calls them. Gibby wants me to ask you the top 3 performing position groups through 4 days. Uncle Z?
Number 1, I would say far and away are the tight ends. I think Austin Hooper every day has been spectacular. Dominant.
Yep.
I think Harrison Bryant, if you would have told me that 88 out there is a 10-year veteran, not a rookie, I would have said, the game just comes easy to him. He knows how to get open. He always is open. He catches everything that's thrown his way. Big kid, moves very well. He looks like a receiver in a tight end's body, which I think is a big compliment. And I was talking with Drew Petzing, the tight end coach. He said he's the hardest working player he's ever been around. Because I asked him, I said, he looks so natural. I said, how is this in this offseason? Rookies are supposed to be struggling. And frankly, our rookies, really, Nick Harris has been very solid. Jed's had his ups and downs because he's still, you can tell he's still thinking out there. But, Grant has looked very good. But Harrison Bryant, Jordan Elliott, this rookie class, they've all come in. But that's what he said. Harrison Bryant, he's the hardest working player I've ever been around.
Yeah.
And Drew's been around a lot of very good, very hardworking players.
Yep.
So that was one of those, you hear those, that's not, when they go to that level, that's not coach speak anymore. Oh, he's in his play, that's a definitive statement. And that really caught my attention. And I think it's going to be tough as this season goes on. If he keeps doing out here, look, we've seen guys early in training camp, and then as training camp goes on, they fade. But if he maintains this level that we've seen from Harrison Bryant here in camp in the early going and carries that forward, it's going to be hard to keep him off of the field.
No question. No, he's a problem. He's a big kid. He catches everything. I mean, his hands, he catches everything. He reminds me just the way, I don't know if the size matches up, but the way he runs routes, the way he gets open, the way he goes about his business, there's a Brett Jones, Jay Novacek feeling to him. I'm not suggesting he's going to be a Hoff like those guys are, but just a real natural route runner, natural with his hands, catches everything thrown his way. Those guys always seem to be open. So smooth for a big kid, man, who played offensive line in high school. And yeah, no, you like him. You like him a lot. He's had a really nice look to him, and I understand the hyperbole of just comparing him to two guys who are among the greatest ever.
So that would be one. Second, I'm going to go with the corners. They've just been near the football.
They have.
Multiple interceptions yesterday, tons of pass breakups. Kevin Johnson, Josh Cribbs has named him Cover Johnson because he's been covering everybody. Denzel, Greedy. And, this is something that I don't know if you guys have talked about it at all, is if you notice Denzel and Greedy are putting in, whenever there's anything going on that doesn't involve them on the field, are putting in extra work with their DB coach on the side.
Constantly. The two of them by themselves. Yeah.
By themselves with the DB coach. And what they're doing is they're going through, and we heard, a lot of talk from Denzel saying they're working on my press technique, and they're with Brandon Lynch, who's the assistant DB coach. And it's those two with him working on press releases, press DB, all of these technique things. But to see a guy that's that good, taking I'm taking every special teams period, every offensive period, anytime there's a 7-on-7 going on that they're not on the field, they're doing these things on the side and working on their craft. And that has stood out to me as something I haven't seen before, and the DBs have stood out. MJ Stewart getting a pick. Grant's look great. Sendejo's look good. Joseph's look good. Greedy, as I mentioned, Denzel, Kevin Johnson have looked good. Alumba has stood out. That's a room playing very well.
When you get somebody of Denzel's talent putting in this type of work, look, he's been great his first 2 years. He's been great. He's been exactly what you drafted him to be. But I noticed that as well, that the two of them are always off on their own doing that work and doing those fundamental things at every single opportunity. Number 3 for you.
Number 3, I'm going to go with the defensive line. And I think we've seen different people stand out each day, but I can tell you Sheldon Richardson and Olivier Vernon have been spectacular early in camp. Adrian Claiborne looks very much like a veteran who is very comfortable in terms of knowing how to win at the point of attack. And Jordan Elliott has just absolutely jumped off the tape. He has jumped off of the tape. And I got to tell you, it kind of ties in again. I didn't expect to be talking about these rookies. DPJ has looked great. There are obviously little things from a coaching standpoint, Chad said that, he's got to continue to work on, and, we got to get his drive where it needs to be. But in terms of the talent, and he seems to understand where he is, and as you mentioned, his catching, Harrison Bryant looks good. Elliott looks good. These rookies, Grant looks, put Grant in pads, Jacob in pads, both of them look
awesome.
Sensational. I'm surprised at how good those guys have looked, but that defensive line, they dominated day one up front, and day two, certainly they had a lot of good moments as well. And it's not to say, because Phil said, well, how are you talking about the D-line and the DBs when you're saying the pass game really got cooking the second half of the day? And it did. So the line obviously did their part, and there was some back and forth. And I wouldn't say position group-wise it stands, but Kareem's looked really good. He's looked exceptionally good.
It looked, and not to say that he wasn't last year, but last year was such an odd season. He has looked like Kansas City Kareem Hunt is what he's looked like early on in this camp. There's a burst of him flying through a hole. Such an easy ability to switch gears and get through a hole quickly and accelerate through. We are so blessed that he's here. It's just can you imagine if Kareem Hunt weren't here and you have Nick Chubb in concussion protocol, the difference? You have a top 10 running back in the league as a backup.
That's why I don't like he's a co-starter. He's a co-starter. People ask, what do you think as you sat here, and we only got to see a portion of one practice in pads with two of them, but I don't think this is going to be an 80-20.
No. To me, I think 50-50 or
60-40,
45. Yeah, I don't. And I think, honestly, it's never been done. It's never been done. You've never had anything like this in the history of the league where you were talking about this is a Nick Chubb day, this is a Kareem Hunt day. I don't know that would happen, but I do think that you will see as close to a job share as possible and think how much that benefits a team. You saw this last year with the 49ers, right? Who's got the hot hand, right? Their guys aren't our guys.
No.
You've never seen a who's got the hot hand with two blue chips. You've never seen that.
No, it almost, you almost go back to the Denver days when that's kind of how they ended up finding Terrell Davis and Mike Anderson. Had a couple,
Gary.
And Tatum Bell.
Yep.
They kind of had a group of guys, and then one would typically emerge and end up being the guy for Shanahan. Then he brought Clinton Portis over to Washington with him and play. He played very well there, but. No, you've never seen anything like this. You haven't, and it's exciting, and it's unfortunate that we're already out of it, but Kevin Stefanski did say that Nick Chubb is back in the building, which means he is progressing through his concussion protocol stages, and hopefully we'll get him back out here, sooner rather than later. But, yeah, that's the thing when you're talking about yesterday. When it started clicking and the ball wasn't hitting the ground, it was Hooper, then it was Odell, then it was Jarvis, then it was Hooper and Odell again, and then Kareem Hunt gashes you with a run. The skill position talent here it's one of those things as you keep telling people, look, is there a better five than Chubb, Hunt, Beckham, Landry, and Hooper? And the answer is no.
I don't know. I can't think of one. I mean, Dallas's five would be good. Kansas City's five would be really good. But I don't know that there's one position group-wise, skill position group that's better. I don't think that there is. And we've several national writers have run with that and said, no, in fact, there's not. That those five are as good as it gets. Lots to get to here in the second hour of the program, including the team getting out here and getting into day 3 of what Kevin Stefanski calls training camp.
Tom Pelissero reporting, Gibbe, and I don't know if you've heard this yet, but it actually is relevant to me and I think to you and many others in the broadcast business as it relates to the games here.
Look at Gibbe's face.
Tom Pelissero saying other groups now prohibited from the field access in 2020 according to updated game day protocols include network sideline reporters and pregame TV reporters. And Tom Pelissero says, so see you guys from the stands on Sunday mornings. Now, it doesn't say team sideline reporters, but network and TV sideline reporters. Gibbe, you're going to break some news for me here, Gibbe?
Not yet.
You're just going to keep it in? Not let me know. Why would I need to know? September 13th, just around the corner. No big deal.
You don't have any sort of lifestyle decisions that are made based on when do you travel or not?
No, I don't, Bo.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing changes. You're either here or you're not. Nothing to plan for.
Nothing to plan
whatsoever.
In my world.
You'll hear from Jack Conklin, Jacob Phillips as well. Cleveland Browns Daily 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Pros Loyalty Program gives pros personalized offers, purchase tracking, and more. Sign up at lowesforpros.com/proloyalty. Terms and conditions apply. U.S. only.
Want to turn your old, rusty hunk of junk in for a nicer ride, but think it's not even worth a tank of gas? Think again. Progressive Jeep Ram will give you $5,000 for your trade, no matter the condition. That's right, $5,000 for any trade, guaranteed. When you buy any factory-certified pre-owned car, truck, or sport utility at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon. Needs repairs? No problem. Any rusty, smelly, noisy hunk of junk gets you $5,000 guaranteed. $5,000 could help you get approved. No other dealer will give you $5,000 for your cruddy car, but Progressive Jeep Ram will, guaranteed. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram. One trade per purchase. Offer applies to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram certified vehicles only. Does not apply to prior transactions and cannot be combined with any other advertised offers. See dealer for details. Ends August 31st, 2020. Get $5,000 for your trade only at Progressive Jeep Ram in Massillon.
Mike here from Professional Roofing Services. We do one thing and one thing only. We do roofs. Not doors, not windows, not basements. With us, it's what's up top that matters most. Your roof, your gutters, your soffits. That's why we're the best at what we do in commercial and residential roof repair and replacement. Right now, get on-the-spot financing for those $99 a month. And ask about our worry-free 50-year labor and material warranty. Go with the pros at ProRoofingServices.com. The best at commercial roofing, now changing the game in residential.
Hey, this is Mackenzie for Ken Ganley Kia, the home of Sign and Drive, where all you need is a pen to get into a new 2020 Kia. That's right. You can just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sorento LX for only $199 lease per month, zero due-it signing. Or just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sportage LX, $189 lease per month, zero due-it signing. These are 36-month leases, 10,000 miles per year with no security deposit required. Need credit? At Ken Ganley Kia, we love to say yes, you're approved. So what are you waiting for? Sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Forte LXS at our lowest payment ever, $117 lease per month, zero due-it signing. Get to Ken Ganley Kia in Medina and tell them Mackenzie sent you, because I want to see ya in a Ken Ganley Kia.
Zero due-it signing plus tax, tag, title, and dog fee on approved credit through KMF. All factory rebates and incentives assigned to dealer. See dealer for details. Offers end 9/8/20.
Hey, what's up, gang? It's Aaron Goldhammer here for National Tire and Battery. It is August, and you know what that means. It's Big Brands Bonus Month at National Tire and Battery, and that means you save big on the biggest tire brands. Visit NTB today and get rebates up to $100 off. Plus, use your store credit card and get an additional $50 mail-in rebate, and that's on all purchases of $500 or more. When they say big brands, they mean big. Goodyear, Continental, Cooper, Nitto, Hankook, and more, all with rebates up to $100 and an extra $50 back. You can't beat that. It's only happening during Big Brands Bonus Month, and it's only at NTB. That's all you need. Eligibility may vary. Charge for tire disposal and TPMS service where required. Shop fee of 10% based on regular retail price not to exceed $35. Credit card offer subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply. See participating store for details.
Game time. Hustler.
The worldwide leader lives in Cleveland. This is ESPN 850 WKNR Cleveland. Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
All right, friends, let's talk about your mattress. It may be to blame for your bad night's sleep, back pain, or even discomfort. You've gone to traditional stores. You've seen the outrageous prices. Well, at Northeast Factory Direct, they've gotten rid of all of those extras. You get the same quality mattress for a fraction of the cost. Alex partnered with a manufacturer in the United States that makes mattresses exclusively for Northeast. He buys those mattresses by the truckload, passing the savings on to you. Cuts out the middleman. Pillow top, memory foam, gel foam, all the sizes. They've got you a ton of mattresses in stock. They're ready to deliver them. You can get them right away. They have 0% financing. It is available. West 140th Street in Cleveland, Lakeland Boulevard in Euclid, Freeway Drive in Macedonia. Or shop online anytime at northeastfactorydirect.com. Yes, sir.
In addition to what we told you earlier from Tom Pelissero about sideline reporters, network TV reporters, pregame reporters, etc., not being allowed on the field, cheerleaders and mascots will not be allowed on the field this year as well, which is something I think that you could see that coming. It's going to be interesting because pregame stuff is going to be in huge demand. People are going to want to see that, and it's going to be very different. For example, Browns Countdown, which we were always on the field, and I wonder where Browns Countdown is going to be, as this comes out, and that's something that has to be planned for at my house.
The Zegura estate?
Well,
that could be where it is. Let me ask you this. Did you see the story from Schefter about you reaching an agreement to pump in crowd noise?
Yeah, and I think that's good.
That's smart. I would do that. Major League Baseball is doing that. The NBA is doing it. The NHL
the Vikings and Falcons have been doing it for years.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Live a little bit, yeah.
Woo! Listen, when we were on MVD, there was none of that going on.
We had no time for it, yeah. So, I think that's good. I do think that it is noticeable. For example, in the Lakers game last night against the Blazers, I noticed it. The Lakers put on a big run to start the second quarter. If that game's at Staples, that momentum continues.
Yeah, that energy.
The energy continues, and it feeds throughout. I noticed it. I noticed it definitely last night on the NBA.
So I had a question. How are they doing it? Because it does seem to match up for who the home team and the road team are. Like, is there somebody who has a bunch of keys, and based on what's happening in the game, they're live time? It's almost like you almost need a composer, right, who's composing the score of sound as it goes.
I would say
which
you
is
probably have
fascinating.
That. Yeah, I would think that must be how it's going. It can't just be white noise. It'd be like in the old days when they would have the organists at Major League Baseball games. It would play over the course of the whole game.
That's right.
I suppose that's what's happening there. One of those DJ kids that my kids listen to. Black Cobra likes that stuff. One of those guys.
He's gonna be spinning.
Yeah. Who's the kid? The Avicii kid? He likes him. Like that guy a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it all the time in the car. Hey, play something by somebody. Some Marshmello. He was saying the other day in the car. Oh, Dad, you got to play something. Boy, play Marshmello. I said, how about Johnny Cash? How about that? Can we do some maybe we'll just listen to Johnny Cash for a little bit. I want to listen to Jack Conklin now. Here he is from the podium earlier. Have a listen.
I mean, it's a day-to-day process for any rookie, any guy coming in, learn a new system. It's a day-to-day practice. He's been working hard, and the entire group's been working hard to get better every day with the new leadership from Coach Callahan. And, I'm excited to see the guys, obviously you see why he was picked early, and he's definitely got a lot of opportunities and a lot of talent, and it'll be fun to see him progress as camp goes on.
Thank you.
Hey, Jack, I got the same question about Nick Harris in the middle and the fact that right now you have two rookies in that starting five. How difficult does that make it?
Surprisingly, it's definitely a challenge, but it's surprisingly, coming in with a new offense, we're all learning. So that's definitely, it's not like it's an offense that's been, here for a long time, and the older guys already know all the little cues and stuff. So we're all learning together. So I think that's made the progress smoother, and I think everybody's taking it every day and trying to get a little bit better. And both those guys are doing a great job.
And how would you describe the transition to this wide zone scheme? I know you've only been pads 2 days, but do you feel like it's on pace? You guys kind of playing catch up, not having the off season?
Anytime you come into camp, first day of pads, everybody's excited. And, you can really see a difference second day when guys start to settle down and really key in and start figuring things out. Coming from a wide zone offense for me, I'd say the transition, wasn't as hard as some of the other guys, but, it's fun. I love the wide zone. I love the opportunities it leads to in the run game and the pass game. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun here with it.
Thanks.
Hey, Jack, were you able to develop some chemistry despite it being a virtual offseason? I know you guys had a lot of Zoom meetings and got to know each other that way. And then now that you are all together, do you feel like that allowed you guys to build off of that? And is this team coming together with all the new faces?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely a new challenge, having it start off with the Zoom. But, it actually led us to have a lot more chances to just go over stuff over and over again. It wasn't the physical reps, but those mental reps are huge, and be able to go over the offense 3-4 times, start top to bottom. That definitely helped a lot. And, especially with the offensive line, we're all, no matter what team you came from or we're all pretty similar guys, and you could really see that starting to click, and just the communication. Everybody's been on top of it, just willing to help each other, and it's been very impressive.
And I know the verbiage is a little bit different, but how different is this offense, Jack, from what you've had in the past? And with all these weapons, what do you think the potential could be for this group?
It's pretty darn close to similar to the offense I ran last year. A few different terms here and there, but just from seeing the opportunities that we had last year in Tennessee and seeing, with the roster we had compared to the roster here, we've got so many threats here, and it's gonna be exciting. I think there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for big plays and having a lot of fun with using the wide zone.
Hey, Jack, going against that defensive front that you guys have to face in practice every day, you got Olivier, Sheldon. I know Larry was out yesterday, but, he's a force to be reckoned with. How much better are those guys making you as a unit up front right now?
Oh, that's huge. When you have those guys to go against every day, that just helps you get ready, for the Sundays. Those guys are such good players. If you'll go in and out and just get those reps, those physical reps against those guys every day, you learn so much, and it just leads to so many opportunities to get you ready for the real days, the real game days. And, it's just great to have those guys on the roster to really help us build up and get ready for the season.
Hey, Jack, you kind of mentioned Bill Callahan in passing earlier. What's it like having him as your position coach? What's he like?
No, it's great. Just the amount of information he has for all the years of being an offensive line coach. He's seen just about any look or any front you could ask for, and be able to have that knowledge, be able to just bounce questions off of him. He always has an answer. He's seen it, and he knows how to fix it. And that's going to be an awesome thing for us to have throughout the year. Just be able to have him and have his knowledge of so many games and so many different players throughout his career.
Not so much the verbiage and on the field, but what is the most difficult part of changing teams? As far as maybe getting a new, just changing where you live and everything else.
I would say, especially this year, with COVID going on, it was definitely weird moving up here. And really, the weirdest part was my first day, coming to the building was the first day of camp. I'd only seen guys on Zoom, and then I'm meeting guys with masks on. It definitely was a curveball there, trying to learn names when you're only seeing half of somebody's face. But it's nice once you get on the field. You can start putting the numbers together with the names and everything, and that definitely opens it up. But it was definitely a weird change. But the nice part I would say for me is it was a new staff too. So it's a whole bunch of people coming together, learning new names, learning new stuff. So that definitely made the transition quite a bit easier.
Jack, I believe I heard you mention that you've worked with Charles Bentley before. Is that accurate?
Yes.
What has working with him done for you as a player in your game overall?
It's been huge. Just having that off-season capability of working out with a place that just specializes on offensive line play. There aren't many places that do that. You see all the different places that are, working routes and skill stuff, and there just aren't many people that are looking at doing just O-line stuff. Everything from the lifting process is all based on situations we're going to be in, strengthening certain parts of, whether you're going to be sitting down on a bull rush or different stuff, just trying to get the power back and being able to just work on my craft, all season. And with somebody who knows everything about it, that's definitely been a huge help. And it's definitely helps with just focusing in and keeping this going all throughout the whole year.
Hey, Jack, good to see you. I was wondering, as a right tackle, how important is chemistry with the right guard in your mind? And then how's that going with Wyatt Teller? What do you think of him as a player, and what have you learned about him as a guy?
It's huge. We're right next to each other in every play, and we got to have the biggest thing is great communication. And, Wyatt's a guy who, he talks a lot, so it makes it nice. And it's nice to be able to learn on the fly. And we're really, after every play we come back and into the huddle and even have just a few things that we can talk about. And, he's been really open to that stuff. He's a guy who wants to learn, who is learning a lot. And, I'm excited with how I've seen him every day getting a little bit better and, even helping me out with stuff. And it's been a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see what we can do this year.
Go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Jack, have you seen Baker get frustrated at all as he tries to kind of master this new scheme?
I wouldn't say. Honestly, I don't see a whole lot. I'm in front of him, so blocking. But Baker's a competitive guy. He's a guy that wants to do stuff the right way, and everything I can see from him, just talking to him, he seems like he's a guy who he wants to win, he wants to learn, he wants to do everything the right way. And I think like I said, I'm really watching my O-line play. Not as much what the quarterback's doing, but from what I can tell from talking to him, he's excited about the offense, and I think he's going to have a lot of opportunities to do a great job.
Kind of what Tom asked you about building chemistry. How has Baker kind of helped develop that and gotten to know you guys, the new guys up front?
It's been good. Throughout the offseason, just texting, talking, just trying to get to know each other. Obviously with COVID and everything, it was definitely harder to get to know the guys, but he was definitely talked to me a lot. We definitely talked a lot, and we're able to get to know each other. And every day, we spend some time talking, and, whether it's just about scheme or just personal life, just getting to know each other better. And, he's definitely been on top of that.
All right, great. So, it's interesting. We haven't talked about Jack, and that's good. Not noticeable, right? That's the idea. That's why you brought him in here.
Yep.
So that you wouldn't hear him and wouldn't talk from him. But that group, and if you go back to when we had the Hoff on, and he said the one thing he's going to be looking for is how they get around there on that wide zone. And that group is going to be the group that's got the furthest to go because they're the most critical. They've got to have that down. That mechanism has to look the same.
every single time. That's what it is, the marriage of the run and pass. You hear that phrase a lot from head coach Kevin Stefanski, and that means your run and your pass game look exactly the same to the defense, and so that you can create that second of doubt, that one half or full misstep, and then, boom, you've got him for the big plays. That's the whole key about this. But having Jack Conklin here, no, we haven't talked about him a lot. He's done a good job so far. He knows this offense. He knows this scheme. He's one of the best at it, and, he's going to be – you're going to lean on him, I bet, early in the season. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Browns, perhaps going right a little bit more, using the right side, going behind Jack Conklin a little bit more than maybe going out to the left behind young Jedrick Wills. So that's something certainly to keep an eye on in the early going. But, we clearly are going to stress the edges in this offense, and having Conklin there, and, Jed, who you're seeing progression. And I think a lot of people have said, he's having a tough time to start camp. Well, I talked with Joe Thomas, and he said, listen, you should have seen me in my second practice when I was the third overall pick. He said it takes time to get to the point where you stop thinking. And he said, in 2 weeks, he's not going to be thinking nearly as much. And in 4 weeks, he's not going to be thinking at all. And he's going to be playing. And he said sometimes you just have to boil it down to simple things. Am I dropping in a pass set? And if it's a run, either a block or a movement for play action, and is my first step right or is my first step left? And that's really, those are your three options. Yep. Start with that. And once you know that, the rest of it can take care of itself.
And speaking of taking care of itself, this practice is about ready to take care of itself. The guys starting to come out here. Take a quick time out, let you know what we see coming up next. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a pharmacist for Discount Drug Mart, but that's not all I am. I'm a healthcare provider, good listener, and a problem solver. I've been a pharmacist for Drug Mart for over 30 years. And that's a long time to get to know your patients. And each week we hear as many concerns as there are patients. Just the other day, I special ordered a medication for Mrs. Briscoe, just to make sure she didn't miss a dose. I'm proud that our patients trust me with their pharmacy needs, and I promise that Discount Drug Mart will always be there for you.
Believe Land is a term that comes from dedication, support, and togetherness. Through thick and thin, we support our teams and our city that we call home.
On game day and every day, Elk & Elk strives to earn the trust of our injured clients and provide support to those who need it most. We're proud to serve a region where nothing is given, but everything is earned.
We believe in Cleveland. Let us earn your trust. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Elk & Elk, proud partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Whether you're cheering on your Cleveland Browns or grilling at your tailgate, Sugardale hot dogs are the unofficial food of good times. Sugardale has launched an all-new lineup of uncured, nitrate-free hot dogs to complement its trusted classic recipes. After almost 100 years in business, Sugardale has learned a thing or two about what makes a great hot dog. Look for the official hot dog of your Cleveland Browns next time you stop into your local grocery store. It's the one with the bite out of it.
Rumpke Waste and Recycling is a family-owned and operated company keeping neighborhoods clean and green since 1932. Rumpke provides environmentally friendly waste disposal solutions and recycling options. In business for 87 years, Rumpke Waste and Recycling believes that their people make all the difference. Whether you join Rumpke as a customer or as an employee, you'll become a part of the family. Open positions in Medina are available now with immediate start dates. Visit www.rumpke.com to learn more.
At University Hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at University Hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University Hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
The Pro Shop at First Energy Stadium is now open. Shop a wide selection of 2020 products, on-field apparel, and exclusive training camp offers updated daily. Here's the best part of your purchase at the Pro Shop. All Browns net proceeds benefit the Cleveland Browns Foundation. Located next to the ticket office at First Energy Stadium, the Browns Pro Shop has been updated for a clean and safe shopping experience. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Call 440-824-3427 or stop by the Browns Pro Shop today.
Hey, Browns fans, if your game plan for this season includes buying or selling a home, we have you covered. Howard Hanna is the official real estate provider of the Cleveland Browns. Howard Hanna is the #1 real estate company in Ohio with over 60 local offices across the footprint. Howard Hanna delivers a winning strategy to help make your home ownership dreams a reality. Make your next move with confidence with their exclusive 100% money-back guarantee. Get in the game with Howard Hanna. We'll get you more.
Rumpke Waste and Recycling is a family-owned and operated company keeping neighborhoods clean and green since 1932. Rumpke provides environmentally friendly waste disposal solutions and recycling options. In business for 87 years, Rumpke Waste and Recycling believes that their people make all the difference. Whether you join Rumpke as a customer or as an employee, you'll become a part of the family. Open positions in Medina are available now with immediate start dates. Visit www.rumpke.com to learn more.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
Welcome back into Cleveland Browns Daily on a First Friday edition of the program. A couple more minutes with Dr. Z before he goes to his second job. This, of course, the third most important show here. Fifth? Jeez, man. Despite being the only live radio show out here, we just keep going down further on the list. The guys practicing on the far field today, Z, what will you be looking for?
Well, I'm going to be looking, so we kind of had day one really went to the defense, the beginning portion of day two to the defense, and the second portion, I would say, to the offense. I want to see the rhythm Baker Mayfield keeps. I want to see how that looks out there. I'm also curious to see with guys like Carl Joseph and Jarvis Landry, are they going to be day on, day off in the padded position, in the padded situations? Because I saw Joseph walk out here without his helmet. I haven't seen Jarvis yet. So I'm curious to see if, how they're bringing – let's not forget, those guys were on the pup. So they're bringing them back, and they've got a plan for how they're going to, have them go through everything day after day. But, more than anything, I'm looking for good competition, good plays on both sides, and really, it's all about six. So Baker Mayfield is going to be the number one thing I'm studying day in and day out.
Every day we're just looking at that. Look at this legend, Baco. Legend.
He's on the other side of the red line.
Elite. Boy, did those guns get bigger on him?
Baco, you been hitting the gym? Carrying the camera
I don't
around.
know. He's in East Germany. We're in West Germany.
That's
for sure.
Well, I'd rather be than it. I think it's kind of. I think those were inverted.
Those were maybe inverted. Yeah, we'd rather be on this side. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I do miss the Soviet Union from the worthy adversary part. I've told you guys that before. I like them as a worthy that we could all kind of unify on.
Yeah,
I like that about them when I was a kid.
I mean, who would be Ivan Drago right now?
I don't know. I don't even know what nationality you'd give him, to be honest. I'm not sure. Either way, lots of fun to be had here as we get into the third padded practice. And yeah, you're right. This is all just going to be up Baker. And, guys, you think about the pressure that is mounting, probably not feeling it internally because, honestly, these guys are in a bubble. Kevin said that many times. Like, he goes, I feel like I am in a bubble, and he ought to. Basically, all the people they see is themselves and their families, and that's it. And they go from practice to practice, and that's the way that it goes. But, there is going to be pressure mounting to get this stuff done right. When you talk about 11 practices left, including the one we're watching right now.
Yeah, that's it. That is not a lot of time to get ready for, the Ravens. And obviously, beyond these 11, this is what we call the camp. You're going to have that your normal week of, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, leading up to that game, the normal 3-day program that you're going to go through week after week here in the NFL. But yet not a lot of time to get ready, but you're starting to see little things. And what you want to see are little, I think, just nice little bursts on both sides of the ball. And I think defensively we've seen that. Offensively we saw that bounce back yesterday, and you want to see that continuing going forward here. And, as we go through the other thing I'm looking for, let's just get through a practice without having to talk about, we've lost so-and-so today.
2 days in a row to have Nick go down 2 days ago, have Mack go down yesterday. You're right. Yeah,
9% of your starters are not on the field right now.
Good job out of you with math. Yeah. Are you seeing anybody else who's a non-full contact? They're so far away, it's hard for me to see.
Ratley remains out. Myles Garrett remains out that I've seen. I was looking for Larry Ogunjobi. And as of now, I don't see him standing over there with the defensive line guys, but that is not the full group, so I can't say definitively that Larry Ogunjobi is not practicing today. And I haven't seen Jarvis yet either, and I've been trying to find him. But again, they are on. For those of you guys who have been out here at training camp, fields 1 and 2 are closest to the field house. Field 3 is the one in the back near the street and the hardware store, and that's where they are today, which is actually a decent bit away from where we are, and about to be even farther away from where I am,
where you'll be,
where I'll be.
For
So
your second job, so you have that to look forward to, which is nice. Good
second.
luck with that. I know. I didn't say it was your first. I didn't say it was a priority.
Thank you. By the way, you should have heard today Gibbe on the meeting throwing out some cherry-pick stats about the BPA. He's learning it from a lot of the people talking in the media these days, how to cherry-pick stats about their programs.
Oh, wow. Very, very interesting. Also interesting when we get to hear from Jacob Phillips, who we will hear from coming up next, and then we'll start to get into this camp, let you know who's here and who's not. Go ahead, Z.
And we see Jarvis walking out in shorts and not in the pads. And I think that's just going to be
precaution.
There's nothing wrong, nothing to be alarmed about. This has been the plan. They've had a plan for Jarvis and a plan for Carl Joseph since activating those two from the PUP list, and we're seeing that seems to be a day on, day off in these padded sessions, and so Jarvis and Carl Joseph won't be active, but that means, look, all those receivers we've been talking about get more opportunity, and we're going to get to see more of double deuces.
Double deuce out there as well. Much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
K&D proudly invites you to live at one of the 8 most desirable addresses downtown. Residences at Hannah, 668-1717, Leader, Halley, Reserve Square, and Stonebridge. Be among the first to live in Cleveland's most iconic landmark, the Terminal Tower Residences. Classic elegance meets unique contemporary design with thoughtfully composed kitchens, bathrooms, living spaces, and much more. Move in today. You deserve a K&D quality home. Check out everything K&D has to offer downtown and throughout Northeast Ohio at K&D.com.
At university hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at university hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University Hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
The convenience stores of Speedway is proud to be a sponsor of the Cleveland Browns and your first choice for value and convenience. Whether you're tailgating before the game or watching at home, Speedway's always on your way and is exactly what you need to enjoy the game. Snacks, beverages, and everything in between. And nobody but Speedway has the Speedy Rewards card. Start earning points today. Speedway, proud sponsor of the Cleveland Browns.
We're on your way, the convenience stores of Speedway.
Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Browns Fit. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is open. Browns Fit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests that showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology, plus personal training, a nutrition bar, and more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the second floor of the A-Loft Hotel. Specials for Browns Fit are available for a limited time. So visit us at brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
At Medical Mutual, we know that protecting and caring for your family is a full-time job. That's because it's our job too. We're dedicated to ensuring lifelong Browns fans like you by providing high-quality health plans, exceptional service, and a strong network of doctors and hospitals located near your home field. Medical Mutual is the official health insurer of the Cleveland Browns and everything you love. To learn more about our comprehensive health plans, visit medmutual.com.
A coach who went for it on 4th and long every time probably wouldn't last that long in the league. Knowing the risks and playing the odds are important, both in football and when you gamble. So if you play the lottery or gamble in other ways, don't take unnecessary chances. Always know what you're getting into and be sure to set a limit on both the money and the time you're spending. Want to learn more? Go to keepitfunohio.com. You'll find helpful tips, interesting quizzes, and great games, all to help keep gambling fun.
Dell supports Small Business Month with savings up to 45% on computers with Intel Core processors. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL or visit Dell.com/smallbusinessdeals.
This segment brought to you by Lowe's. The Lowe's for Pros loyalty program gives pros personalized offers, purchase tracking, and business management tools. Sign up today at lowesforpros.com/proloyalty. One more reason why Lowe's is the new home for pros. Terms and conditions apply, U.S. only.
Summer seems even brighter when you've been inside a while. It's time to drive again with Honda, KBB.com's 2020 Best Value brand. You could get a great deal on the 2020 CRV or 2020 HRV with financing as low as 0.9% APR on select models. Visit the Honda Summer Clearance event today.
Contact your local Honda dealer or visit northernohiohondadealers.com for more information.
For well-qualified buyers, see dealer for financing details based on 2020 brand image source from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
Folks, now is the time to get the perfect power wash. 20 years in business, so they're giving off 20%. Schedule in minutes to save yourself thousands. Perfect Power Wash professionally clean your home. It'll improve your home's appearance and protect you from expensive repairs like mold on your siding, mildew on your deck, and algae on your roof. These contaminants can accumulate and cause permanent damage if left untreated. 888-860-WASH right now for a free quote and save 20% for Ohio's #1 power washing service.
Hey, it's Chris Oldak. Join me and Tony Grossi for Let's Go Golfing Saturday morning at 8. This week's featured course, Chippewa Golf Course. We'll have our full review and much more. It's all presented by Michelob Ultra.
Hey, it's Riz for Bath R Us. If your bathroom's outdated, is mold, mildew, or you just need a new tub, my friends from Bath R Us design you the bath of your dreams. They offer complete bathroom remodeling services, and it all comes with a lifetime warranty. Walk-in tubs, replacement showers, tub-to-shower conversions, and more. Bath R Us will transform any bathroom to the bathroom of your dreams. Schedule your free in-home estimate and get $1,000 off, plus 18 months same as cash now. Call 440-276-8017 or go to bathrus.com. As the world becomes increasingly digital, we all should have the option to buy what we want, when, and how we want to get it. You'll get that Gillingham Ford now with their new Express Checkout button for every vehicle on their website. It's the fastest way you can buy a vehicle from Gillingham, and you don't ever have to leave your house. Simply visit bobgillinghamford.com, search their inventory. When you've decided on the vehicle you want to buy or lease, just click on the blue Express Checkout button. You'll be well on your way to your new ride. It's easy, secure, and most of all convenient. They'll even deliver the new vehicle to your house. We all know the dealership is full of great people, and they love to see you. But Gillingham understands that some customers prefer 100% online car buying experience. So if Express Checkout sounds like the way you'd like to buy or lease your next car or truck, BobGillinghamFord.com, where their Express Checkout lets you buy 100% online. Go Gillingham and experience the trust and pride of saying, I drive a Gillingham Ford. Go to BobGillinghamFord.com. Just a couple clicks away. Family owned, community driven.
Browns fans, you can now train like the pros at Browns Fit. Our 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art fitness facility is open. Browns Fit creates a safe and healthy environment for members and guests that showcases the latest in innovative fitness technology, plus personal training, a nutrition bar, and more. Located in the flats of downtown Cleveland on the second floor of the A-Loft Hotel. Specials for Browns Fit are available for a limited time. So visit us at brownsfit.com today to become a member and train like the pros.
Hey, it's Matt Fontana from The Next Level and ESPN Cleveland tonight, and as part of our Moving Cleveland Business Forward initiative, want to shout out local businesses here in Cleveland. I got to shout out one on the west side, 5 Points Coffee. It's fun. Before all this hit in the summertime, my brother and sister-in-laws, we always walk Saturday mornings, meet up at 5 Point for an awesome coffee. They have live music from time to time. Local businesses here in Cleveland, that's what it's all about, and I want to shout out 5 Points Coffee in West Park.
These favorite local business moments are brought to you by the Moving Business Forward contest, presented by KeyBank and the Cleveland Cavalier.
Hey, it's Riz. You've heard us talk about Plevin and Gallucci for when someone loses a loved one, suffers an injury at work, is in a car accident, or victim of medical malpractice. We want to remind you that they're now doing their part, focusing on the frontline workers, fighting coronavirus in response to the pandemic. Plevin and Gallucci have agreed to waive all fees in 2020 and handle workers' comp claims for all healthcare workers and first responders who contract COVID-19 while protecting all of us. If you know anyone who needs help, call 216-400-9000.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
If your Social Security benefits have been denied, call the disability lawyers at 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Elk & Elk is a proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Go Browns. Obviously, this linebacker room, folks, looking very differently now with the injury to Mack Wilson, a knee injury that will keep him out a significant portion of time, according to multiple national reports. The interview that you're about to hear with Jacob Phillips and Nathan was recorded previous to the injury
yesterday.
Of Mack Wilson.
Yep.
So this happened yesterday is when this interview took place, so he did not have the knowledge that Mack was hurt or going to be out. Nevertheless, we think it'll be valuable to you, and let's have a listen to that now.
Welcome to Berea. It's good, even though we don't get to be close. I've talked to you when you were drafted and right after you were drafted. It's nice to be at least in proximity with you and welcome you to town here.
Yeah, appreciate that welcome, and I've been enjoying myself since I came.
So what's it been like here? Now that you finally here, get to be around your teammates. You kind of gone through phase 1, phase 2. The pads came on for the first time yesterday. What's this kind of camp atmosphere been like for you?
Oh, it's been fun. I've been soaking it all in, enjoying it, being able to compete with my teammates, my new teammates, trying to build something special. So, I've been enjoying every single day that we come out here and get to lace our cleats up.
Has it been fun being out there with Grant and Greedy, guys that you knew when you played with in college? Has that kind of made it a little bit easier as you've gotten in here?
Yeah. It's definitely been fun, just, already having a relationship with them and then making new relationships with my teammates. I'm enjoying it.
So we heard from Grant, your nickname is Rock. What's the story?
It's one of those, if you had to go into LSU when I was there, so.
All right, well, listen, he says he was trying to say it's because you're rocked up and you go out there and, you rock people around out there as a linebacker.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get that story perhaps another day from Mr. Jacob Phillips, our guest here. Jacob, yesterday the pads go on. I saw you immediately. That first team session, met the running back in the hole, got down on him, got the tackle, something you did so well at LSU as the SEC's leading tackler. How good did it feel to actually do what you do best and get to play real football, which involves tackling?
Oh, yeah, I enjoy myself, being out there, running around with pads on, being, hit and, really like the defense, see how it really comes together because everybody's going full speed, full throttle. So, I know we're going to have a special year.
How's it been for you from the mental side, picking up this new playbook, picking up this new scheme? How comfortable do you feel in Joe Woods' defense now?
Oh, yeah, definitely now, I feel real comfortable, going into a new scheme, it's always going to be, you got to learn the whole new terminology, learn, exactly how they want things done, how they want drops done, different things like that. So, it's a process, but, I feel real comfortable now.
Is it helpful to have a guy, I know you and Mack Wilson have been friends for a long time, to have him in the room with you, going through it? It's only his second year. He's going through it with you. Taki in his second year going through it with you as well, having kind of that young nucleus where you guys can all, work together on this and bring each other up.
Yeah, definitely. They give me great advice. They're always people to lean on, and really the whole room, they like real open. I wouldn't have thought it would have been like that, but they're real open with me, giving me advice. I can ask them anything on the field, off the field, regardless of that. I feel like we got a great room and a great relationship in there.
B.J. Goodson comes in. He's the veteran, right? 29 starts, more than the whole rest of your room combined in the NFL. Has it been nice to have somebody who's at least been around like he has also, as you mentioned, to kind of get that advice from?
Yeah, definitely. He's seen a lot, played in multiple defensive schemes. So, yeah. But really, everybody's been reaching out and, just, being helpful, giving me a helpful hand in this process.
Absolutely. And look, day one of the pads, I think anybody scoring at home would say that was a day for the defense, and I thought your linebacking core in particular really stood out. What was kind of the message when you guys got back, broke down the tape of that to your room?
We had a couple, protect the team incidents, but other than that,
sure.
We're breaking down the tape, make sure our gaps was right, our fits was right, our drops was right. And, we taking this process one day at a time, so we're not going to get too high over one day. We're going to continue to just put our head down and grind until we accomplish the ultimate goal.
And what is that goal? What are your goals for yourself and for this team this year?
I just want to win. I just want to bring everything I can to this defense to help the defense win and then in turn help the team win. Basically that's all I want. Last year in college it was great, winning all those games. Hopefully we can do the same here in Cleveland.
Absolutely. We've heard your teammate Mack talk about, look, around the league, people are not putting a lot of shine, I would say, on the Browns linebacking core. Do you feel like you guys are kind of flying under the radar and have a chance to prove a lot of people wrong this year?
Yeah, but I've always just had the mentality, just block out the noise. I go out and get to play the game that I love, every single day, and that's a blessing that I get to do it with great people around. And I know that all the work that we're putting in and all the steps that we're taking to be a great team. And honestly, I just can't wait for the season to show everybody.
We can't wait to see it either. You're getting good work right now. There's no doubt about it. And going against an offense as talented as the Browns, that's got to be great for you because when you get to Sundays, hopefully that'll be even easier than what you saw in practice.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The offense, star-studded, full of superstars. And, for us to go out and compete with them every day, it's great. You go against the best team, the best offense every day in practice is going to make the games way easier. So, that's a great compliment to, what the Browns are doing here.
Good stuff from Jacob there, and he'll be counted on bigger now than certainly before as the pressure will be amped up. I know Trey Davis will probably rotate in there right away in spot of Mack Wilson with B.J. Goodson in the middle and Taki. But that room got a lot thinner, obviously, with a guy who, we think was fast-tracked to be a captain and certainly had that appeal and had an off-season that would certainly justify it. And now without Mack Wilson for, an unspecified amount of time, someone else will have to step up. And I do think, Gibby, that they're going to have to look to add a player at that position. I think it's clear that that's going to be needed.
Yeah, I take a look and I don't know where it's going to come from. I think they're going, if you're going to make a move, I don't think it's a waiver wire. I think you're going to have to make a trade.
Well, we went over, some of the guys who are out there, Alec Ogletree, Darren Lee, Mark Barron, guys who are high-round picks who have fizzled or haven't worked for whatever reason, and those guys are not on NFL rosters at the moment, so those guys are out there. If you want to see if you can reach a high-end, high-talent guy who for whatever reason hasn't clicked in the league yet, in the case of not to the extent that you wanted to in the case of Barron and Lee and even Riddick as well. So those guys are out there, but you got to be – this is a tough spot, and I think you're going to see this around the league that bringing in somebody is going to be so much more difficult now when you think about, that what a player has to go through from a COVID standpoint if they weren't previously in the NFL and they were been outside the bubble. So you're going to have 14 days of that. I mean, just think about it from a player standpoint. I don't even know what the NFL would do at that point. Would they make a 14-day self-quarantine before they could even bring him in and start testing? Would they test him right away, do the 3 tests in 5 days? I suppose they do that, and then get him on the daily testing the way that we were at the beginning of camp. I guess that's how it would go. Even that, though, is a 5-6 day process. So if you sign somebody today, they're not going to be until the middle of next week.
Well, and like Des Bryant, who was meeting with the Ravens. He was allowed to have Zoom meetings, but he had to get tested. He's had to wait a couple days before they can actually bring him in to work him out. So I'm assuming it's that 72-hour test that we all went through.
Yeah.
So where you get tested twice in 72 hours, and
I had 3. Didn't you have 3?
I did.
3 too.
Yeah, it was Friday, it was Monday, and then Thursday.
Yeah,
and then Thursday is mine.
I was Friday, Saturday, Monday, and then I've been every Tuesday since. So that's kind of where we sit at this point. But I would assume a player would be under the same protocols. And if that's the point, you're talking about middle of next week. You sign somebody this afternoon, it's middle of next week before you have them in here. And this is going to be really, for guys like Andrew Berry, we're lucky he's as smart as he is because you're going to have to be thinking 5-6 steps ahead and have almost a list of guys who are ready, willing, and you can trust that they'll come in here and behave in the right way in terms of being ready to play.
Yeah, but again, that's why maybe a trade makes more sense because you're coming from a team where you're already being tested. Send the private plane. Go get someone. Bring them back.
Yeah. That.
I think that probably is the more viable option because, again, as you were talking about it, you only have 11 practices. You have basically have like 2 weeks to get it all figured out.
Yeah, you're going to have – and Kevin was asked that in the media session in terms of how long is the install when you get into, like, preseason. And he said, we're still in install phase now, and then we'll get to preseason. But his preseason is going to be about 4 practices.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be Ravens week. That's kind of the way that this thing's going to go. So if there is going to be somebody coming in, it's got to happen quickly.
Well, and that's as quickly as you're ramping up for the season, you've got to figure out when to start dialing it back a little bit in preparation for the season starting because you and I both know training camp, everything gets going. You go for a couple weeks, and then you start having games.
Yeah.
After that third preseason game, things start dialing back.
Right.
You get into whatever routine you're going to be in where maybe you're going really hard for 1 day a week or 2 days. That Wednesday, Thursday, when you have the install. Thursday, you're really going after each other. But then Friday, you're backing off as you get closer to the game. When is going to be that time that you got to pull back? Or do you just keep it going through Labor Day? when that Saturday when cutdown day is, and then go, okay, let's ramp it back, and here we go.
There's going to be almost two parallel paths of you got to get ready, but you also have to put your best players in a glass case, because you can't have. We've lost 2 starters. Now we have no idea how long Nick Chubb's going to be out, but he's out today. He's out with concussion. He's back in the building, but he's in concussion protocol. We're out a starting linebacker. Odds are Mack's not going to play against Baltimore. That's a big deal, man. It's a big deal.
Well,
in both instances.
And right now, Landry and Joseph aren't practicing today.
Right.
Obviously, they're taking it easy and working them back in. No Ogunjobi, no Ratley, no Miles. By the way, you're down Mack, Ogunjobi, Miles.
Yeah, 3 defensive.
And we have time. We keep saying we have time. But you still need that group to come together as one.
Yeah.
And if they're not out on the field, you can be in all the meetings in the world, but if you're not out there to know instinctively what the other guy on the opposite side or the guy next to you is going to do, then you got to have a feel-out period, and the feel-out period hopefully isn't September 13th in Baltimore.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the Larry not being out here again today, Nathan said he's talking to him. He's fine. It's listed as a groin. That's fine. But Larry not being out is interesting to me. I saw Miles. I've seen him every day out here doing individual. He's fine. He's good. He looks great.
Yeah.
So they're you being extra precautious there and just want to make sure. But he looks fantastic. So that's very positive going forward. But this is where you are. This is the NFL in these times. This is the margin that you have, which are razor thin. And that's kind of what you got to do when you talk. You talk Larry, Miles, Mack, Nick, Jarvis, Joseph. In today's practice, 6 starters who you feel pretty good are going to be starters. Certainly Joseph's the only one. I think he's going to be a starter too. You're talking about 6 starters not being out there.
Yeah.
Now it's middle of training camp. Okay, fine. But it's 11 of these left. So now tomorrow there will be 10 of them left. So that's where you sit. That's where you sit.
Well, and after tomorrow, then you get an off day Friday.
Yeah.
You go back at it for 5 days. You're really running. You're starting to run out of time.
Yeah, it is, and the whole league is feeling this. Did you get a chance to watch Hard Knocks last night? You could feel you'd almost feel Lynn and McVay feeling it, a little bit. That this is they're just not able to do as much as they want to do. The whole league's in the same circumstance with a singular priority of deliver football to a television product.
Well,
and they're trying to get there.
And just this week, we haven't had a full 2 hours of practice.
Oh, no.
We get off the air at 3 o'clock, and by 4:15, it's over.
It's done. Yeah.
And that's an hour and 45 minutes, you say, but you're looking and you go, well, there's 10 minutes of position drills. There's 5 to 10 minutes of stretching. And that doesn't leave, you throw in a couple of special teams periods, which you have to have. How much 11 on 11, how much work are you actually getting in?
Yeah. No, it's going to be very, very tricky. Much more to come. Should be getting into a little bit of some 7-on, a little offense, defensive drills. We'll get into that stuff. Probably not any 11-11 as they back practice up about a half hour, but we'll let you know what we see as we continue on here. Cleveland Browns Daily 850 ESPN Cleveland.
This segment brought to you by Lowe's. The Lowe's for Pros loyalty program gives pros personalized offers, purchase tracking, and business management tools. Sign up today at lowesforpros.com/pro-loyalty. One more reason why Lowe's is the new home for pros. Terms and conditions apply, U.S. only.
Hey, this is Mackenzie for Ken Ganley Kia, the home of Sign and Drive, where all you need is a pen to get into a new 2020 Kia. That's right. You can just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sorento LX for only $199 lease per month, zero due-it signing. Or just sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Sportage LX, $189 lease per month, zero due-it signing. These are 36-month leases, 10,000 miles per year with no security deposit required. Need credit? At Ken Ganley Kia, we love to say yes, you're approved. So what are you waiting for? Sign and drive the new 2020 Kia Forte LXS at our lowest payment ever. $117 lease per month. Zero due at signing. Get to Ken Ganley Kia in Medina and tell them McKinsey sent you. Because I want to see ya in a Ken Ganley Kia.
Zero due at signing plus tax, tag, title, and dot fee on approved credit through KMF. All factory rebates and incentives assigned to dealer. See dealer for details. Offers in 9/8/20.
The Lowe's for Pros loyalty program gives pros personalized offers, purchase tracking, and more. Sign up at lowesforpros.com/pro-loyalty. Terms and conditions apply. U.S. only.
Spectrum Mobile is now the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation, growing faster than Verizon and AT&T, and even growing faster than T-Mobile. It's easy to see why. Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and is the most reliable mobile service coast to coast. There are no contracts, added taxes, or fees. Switch and you could save up to 40% and see why Spectrum Mobile is the fastest growing mobile provider. Learn more at spectrummobile.com based on Q1 2020 subscriber data.
Visit LibertyFord.com for your vehicle service. And if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle,
Liberty's in Aurora, Maple Heights, Canton, Parma Heights, Brunswick, Vermilion.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer. You know, we're not going to be wearing masks forever, so why not take the time and treat yourself to better oral health? Go see Dr. Mickley. Get your smile ready for the world to see again. If you're missing a tooth, initial implant consultations, no charge. Comfort, quality, and care, what you can expect at Beechwood Dental. Check out the 5-star Google reviews from so many satisfied patients, or go see Dr. Mickley now and get your dental health right back on track. Online, you can check them out by going to BeechwoodDental.com.
Hey, it's Riz. Dial up the Really Big Show every Friday for our Worst Take of the Week, presented by Sal's Heating and Cooling.
Cleveland Browns Daily, live at training camp on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
All right, the team out here getting through it a little bit, some individual work being done. It's just awesome to see Baker Mayfield sling it to Odell Beckham Jr. like he did right there on a deep out into the corner of the end zone. It's also awesome the other world that exists here. We spend so much time talking about the A-list guys, right? But you see like the life of Charlie Hewlett and Austin Seibert, who's running routes right now. He's got a fantastic blonde mohawk. I do not see the Hammer running around with them. But they are so – you understand. Remember the Peyton Manning who said my stupid punter or kicker got liquored up with Bannerchat?
Yeah. Our drunk kicker.
Our drunk kicker.
Yes. Yes.
We're talking about our drunk kicker. We're here at the Pro. We're talking about our drunk kicker, which is great. But, like, they're so far removed from the rest of everything else that is going on. The two of them are on a field. Seibert is punting to Hewlett, who just fair caught it, and then they're running routes.
Like
it's like they're just messing around. Like that's the life of one-handed catch. Almost had it, almost snared it in Seibert. Yeah, but I mean that really is the life of a special teamer.
As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do,
you've got one job.
When it's time,
you just snared that one-handed.
Yeah. When it's your time, make it count. You'll never have to worry.
That's it.
I mean, we've had punters.
Okay.
We've had kickers.
We just had. Hold on. I got to interrupt you. So we just had, within 10 seconds of Seibert working really hard to catch like a lob pass from Hewlett, we had Odell do a double move, come to the corner of the end zone, give a backhand, one-hand, a bullet from Baker. Now, if those two images juxtaposed do not tell you the difference, then I don't know what will. Those two things happen within 10 seconds of each other. That is classic.
That's, yeah.
That is classic.
Again, it is great to see him back
running
in great
smoothly
shape and healthy and
yeah,
making it look really, really easy right now.
You saw that tweet from Josina Anderson yesterday from somebody in our building saying the difference of him from this year to last year, and that he feels like he's going to wreck the league, those type of things, get back to being the Odell. That's what it looks like out here. I mean, he seems like nobody has a chance of staying in front of him is what it looks like from the stuff. Donovan Peoples-Jones can go up and get a ball too, can he?
I was going to say, I saw him make a play earlier when they were doing these drills. That he came out of nowhere and said, "Yep, I'm going to do it."
Yeah. So they're just going through some very preliminary work down there, working on double moves and those type of things. Go ahead.
Donovan Peoples-Jones will join the preview show tonight. Browns preview show tonight at 7 o'clock. Ken Carman and Gerard Cherry on the University Hospitals Cleveland Browns radio network.
There you go. That's
tomorrow night. We have a coaches show.
We do. These years, they
should probably remember that.
They start to the football season for us in this business. It's the day. I tell my wife, I'll wake you up in January. That's the way it goes, and it'll be different this year. Obviously without Ohio State football, but to still have high school football on Fridays and have the Brownies on a Sunday gives you about everything you need. And it is. There's so much stuff. The weeks just start to run together, and that's the way that it goes. Cyber's got an arm, man.
Well, look at Hewlett, though.
Hewlett with just a
nice little pattern.
Yeah. What would be fun is to get those two on and talk about what is transpiring here, because it's pretty great.
It's pretty one-handed grabs?
Yeah.
I don't know where the hammer is. Maybe the hammer, I don't think he's inside working.
What does he need to do? That's the thing with those guys. Do your job. When the time comes, do your job. Do it right. If you do, you can have the job for 20 years.
Yeah. Phil Dawson.
Yeah, Phil Dawson. Colquitt was like that.
Andy Lee. Yeah.
Do the job. That's why it is so hard. I remember covering a kid at Ohio State, A.J. Trapasso, who was a great punter.
Yeah.
Good kid, great punter. But he even had a few special moments in preseason. I want to say in a Hall of Fame game he had a big moment, maybe on a fake punt or something, it seems like. But the reason I'm telling the story is he's like, dude, there's 30 of these jobs, and most of the time you get one, you have it for a decade.
Yeah, as long as you don't screw it up.
Yeah, you've got it for a decade.
Was he with Nuge?
After Nuge.
Okay.
He was the punter. Yeah, he was after Mike. Yeah. So it's a tough job, and if you do it right, you'll have it forever, and that's the way it's going to go. A lot of bodies out today. Larry, Miles, Jarvis, Carl, most of those are precautionary. Obviously, no Nick Chubb, no Mack Wilson. So a lot of big names out today. And I think if I have any wish today, it's just to get out healthy. We've had 2 straight days of big injuries.
Yeah, I think today maybe they dial it back a little bit, work on some install. Tomorrow you go heavy because you're going into that off day on Friday.
Yeah, get that off day.
Day 5 in pads.
Yeah, and then you're down to one last segment of 5 days, and it's done. And training camp is, for the most part, it's done at that point. So, yeah, there's a lot of work that has to get in. I agree with you. I think it would be that way. You see Kevin, talking to the team down there, the offensive side of the ball. And I would think that would be this way as well today, where it would be take it a little easy. Let's make sure we get through it without any sort of injury, any sort of harm being done. So we'll let you know how it all goes tomorrow on the program. Next Level, we'll keep you posted as well. Go ahead, sir.
Adrian Claiborne tomorrow.
Adrian Claiborne on the program. That's very good. Depth on that defensive line. And he was a great player at Iowa. Certainly a guy who gets sacks in bunches and will be counted on. And we'll have that for you on the program tomorrow. Next Level coming up next. Thanks for listening. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
You've been listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, a production of the Cleveland Browns and ESPN 850 WKNR.
Getting a mortgage doesn't need to be complicated. With Union Home Mortgage on your home team, the loan process is simple, straightforward, and we promise to keep you in the loop all the way to the end zone. If you're ready to score a home ownership touchdown, call us at 877-846-4968 or visit UnionHomeMortgage.com today. Union Home Mortgage. Promises kept. Union Home Mortgage Corp. is an equal housing opportunity lender. NMLS 22298241, Dow Circle, West Strongsville, Ohio 44136.
At University Hospitals, your health and safety have always come first. UH Safe shows that commitment in action. Social distancing in all shared spaces, screening everyone who enters for symptoms or fever, and more. UH Safe means if you're injured, sick, or in pain, it's safe to get care at University Hospitals. UH Safe, protecting your health with science and compassion. University Hospitals. Visit uhhospitals.org.
Chad, I wish we could have brought our camper.
Honey, we can't tow it. Let's enjoy nature authentically.
We are never building this tent. Whoa, a lot of people were in that car.
Did they just tow a camper?
They towed a camper.
What kind of car is that?
I don't know, Chad. Why don't you ask them?
Excuse me, what kind of car is that?
It's a Ford Explorer.
We're getting a hotel. Come on, sweetie.
Don't be like Chad. Hurry to your local Ford dealer today. Ford, proud partner of the Cleveland Browns.
The coronavirus has changed all of our lives, but strong academics are still the key to your future success. The Cleveland Browns encourage students and families to stay in the game by keeping an active mind and continuing to learn each day. That means checking in with your teachers through virtual classrooms, attending any online meetings, and completing your assignments on time. Also, you can access free remote learning resources by visiting browns.com/community/COVID-19. We've got this. Together, let's stay in the game.
Hey Browns fans, Global Transport is Northeast Ohio's leading source for freight management, providing comprehensive transportation and logistics solutions. Recognized by Crane's Cleveland Business as one of Cleveland's fastest growing companies, Global Transport has quickly become Northeast Ohio's preferred transportation and logistics provider. Call 888-51-GLOBAL or globaltransportinc.com and see how Global Transport can help your business today. Global Transport, delivering solutions, eliminating excuses. Go Browns!
K&D proudly invites you to live at one of the 8 most desirable addresses downtown. Residences at Hannah, 668-1717, Leader, Halley, Reserve Square, and Stonebridge. Be among the first to live in Cleveland's most iconic landmark, the Terminal Tower Residences. Classic elegance meets unique contemporary design with thoughtfully composed kitchens, bathrooms, living spaces, and much more. Move in today. You deserve a K&D quality home. Check out everything K&D has to offer downtown and throughout Northeast Ohio at K&D.com.
It's been a real roller coaster tonight here in Angela's Kitchen. Saucy Gold just took the lead, but Blue Plate and Kale Green aren't far behind. Wait, what's this? Red Tomato has just overtaken Kale Green and is in position to pass Blue Plate. Not quite in time because we have a winner. SW6370 Saucy Gold! Ask Sherwin-Williams and bring home the color of your team spirit. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store today.
The convenience stores of Speedway is proud to be a sponsor of the Cleveland Browns and your first choice for value and convenience. Whether you're tailgating before the game or watching at home, Speedway's